Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting video on our AWS Cloud Practitioner series. So in these videos, we just go through the AWS Cloud Practitioner exam questions and answers. And these sessions not only prepare you for the certification exam, but they also help you to learn and remember the key AWS Cloud terminologies and concepts. So without further ado, let's get started. So the question number one is that a company needs to track the activity in its AWS accounts and need to know when an API call is made against the AWS resources. Which AWS tool or service can be used to meet these requirements? And the options are option A, AWS IAM, Identity and Access Management, option B, AWS CloudTrail, option C, Amazon Inspector, and option D, Amazon CloudWatch. And the right answer and the correct option is Amazon CloudTrail. So the Amazon CloudTrail enables auditing, security monitoring, and operational troubleshooting by tracking user activity and API usage. CloudTrail logs continuously uh, CloudTrail logs continuously monitors and retains account activity related to actions across your AWS infrastructure, giving you control over storage analysis and remediation action. So basically, the CloudTrail logs any activity of your API usage. Whenever there is a call or request made to the API, it is logged and stored by the CloudTrail service. And this is just a visual representation of this server. So whenever there is an API call, it goes through the AWS CloudTrail, it logs it and stores it inside your Amazon S3 storage. And then these logs can be used for generating alerts or for your analysis and analytics. These logs and these alerts can also be used by other tools that are open source or that are tools in use by your partner. So that's all about the AWS CloudTrail. It is basically about the auditing. Audit means that whenever there is some activity inside your network, it this activity is logged, logs are generated, and then you can audit using these logs the activity for any suspicious activity or for any other reasons such as analysis or analytics. Question number two is that a company wants an AWS service to provide product recommendation based on its customer data. Which AWS service will meet this requirement? And the options are option A, Amazon Personalize, option B, Amazon Poly, option C, Amazon Comprehend, and option D, Amazon Recognition. And the correct option is Amazon Personalize. So the Amazon Personalize, it is basically a fully managed machine learning, keyword is the machine learning service that uses your data to generate item recommendations for your users. So it's basically uses your data and your usage of the services to generate recommendation through the use of machine learning. And this is the visual representation of this service. So you have the data set, and that data set, let's suppose it is stored inside your Amazon S3 storage. And then using this data, the Amazon personalized machine learning algorithm and service is trained on this data, and then it can give you customized recommendation or personalization API. Question number three is that a company is planning its migration to the AWS cloud. The company is identifying its capability gaps by using the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework perspectives. Which phase of the cloud transformation journey includes these identification activities? And the options are option A, scale, option B, align, option C, envision, and option D, launch. And the correct option is align. Question number 4 is that a social media company wants to protect its web application from common web exploits such as SQL injections and cross-site scripting. Which AWS service will meet these requirements? And the options are option A, Amazon Guard Duty, option B, Amazon Inspector, option C, Amazon CloudWatch, and option D, AWS WAF or Web Application Firewall. And the correct option is AWS WAF or Web Application Firewall. It can be used for protection against web attacks or web exploits such as SQL injection and cross-site scripting. These are two of the most common web application and web services attacks and exploits. Again, this is the the overview or definition of WAF, that it is a web application firewall that helps you protect your website and web application against various attack vectors at the application layer, that is OSI layer 7. And this is again the visual representation of this AWS WAF, that how to use it, how does it work. So it can be launched or configured through the AWS file manager, and then it can be used any API call or any access to these services such as the Amazon CloudFront application through the load balancer, API gateway, and AWS App Sync. These all goes through this Amazon WAF or Web Application Firewall, and you can use this AWS WAF to create policies, block and filter content depending upon your requirement, and then monitor their usage and their blockage. So this is how the AWS WAF works and protects your web application and web services from web exploits. Question number 5 is that which fully managed AWS service assists with creation, testing, and management of custom Amazon EC2 images? And the options are option A, AWS Elastic Beanstalk, option B, EC2 Image Builder, option C, AWS Launch Wizard, and option D, Amazon Machine Image. And the correct option is that Amazon or EC2 Image Builder can be used for creation, testing, and management of custom EC2 images. So it is basically the Amazon EC2 Image Builder. It simplifies the creation, maintenance, validation, sharing, and deployment of Linux or Windows images for use with the Amazon EC2 and on-prem. And this is a visual representation of this Amazon EC2 builder. So let's suppose you have just a new fresh source image. Let me get back. It is the source image that you want to that you want to use and build a custom image using the EC2 image builder. So here we start with the source image through the EC2 image builder. We customize the software installed on this image. This image is basically an image of any operating system like Linux or Windows, and you can use your customized software, or you can install the software that you want. You can harden the operating system as per your requirements. Then you can secure the image with AWS provided or custom templates, and then you can test the image with AWS provided test or your own test. And then when this image is finally ready, you can distribute this golden image to the selected AWS region. So the end state is a golden image that you created using the EC2 image builder. Question number 6 is that a company wants an automated process to continuously scan its EC2 instances for software vulnerabilities. Which AWS service will meet these requirements? And the options are option A, Amazon Inspector, option B, Amazon Guard Duty, option C, Amazon Detective, and option D, Amazon Cognito. And the correct option is the Amazon Inspector. So the Amazon Inspector, it automatically discovers workloads such as Amazon EC2 instances, containers, and Lambda function and scans them for software vulnerabilities and unintended network exposure. This is a visual representation of this Amazon Inspector. So you need to enable this Amazon Inspector inside your AWS organization. Then what does it do? That it automatically discards your workload and then it continuously scans them for vulnerabilities and exposure. Once identified, it then maintains the vulnerability databases and it gives you near real-time results. So this is basically the discover and scan part of this Amazon Inspector. And then it helps you contextualize your finding. It considers many factors to create a meaningful inspector risk score. And finally, you can use the result across the Amazon Security Hub, Event Breach, ECR, Amazon Partner, and take action to use detailed finding through these steps to take action and automate workflow like ticketing and remediation. So it gives you complete end-to-end process to discover and scan the workloads for vulnerabilities and then take action at the end against these vulnerabilities. Question number 7 is that a company needs to perform data processing once a week that typically takes about 5 hours to complete. Which AWS service would the company use for this workload? The options are option A, Amazon EC2, option B, AWS Lambda, option C, AWS Wavelength, and option D, AWS Code Deploy. And the correct option is Amazon EC2. So basically, Amazon EC2 is a scalable computing service that provides instances with varying capabilities and pricing options. You can choose an EC2 instance that is right for your data processing job and then terminate the instance when the job is complete. This will help you save money on your AWS bill. So why we can't use the AWS Lambda? It is because it is a serverless computing service that runs your code without provisioning or managing servers. However, Lambda functions have a maximum execution time of 15 minutes. Therefore, Lambda is not suitable for workloads that need to run for longer than 15 minutes. And here we are talking about 5 hours. So the correct option is the Amazon EC2 instance. Question number 8 is that which AWS service or feature provides log information of the inbound and outbound traffic on network interfaces in a VPC, virtual private cloud? And the options are option A, AWS CloudTrail, option B, VPC Flow logs, option C, Amazon CloudWatch logs, and option D, AWS Identity and Access Management. And the correct option is VPC Flow logs. So this is just a snapshot of this VPC Flow logs. It gives you here we can see that the count ID, end ID, the source IP of the flow, the destination IP, source port, destination port, the protocol used, and the number of packets and bytes used in this specific session, as well as the start and end time. So the VPC log flow is basically the service or feature that can be used for inbound and outbound traffic on network interface in a VPC, and it will give you information as shown in this figure. Question number 9 is that a company wants to design a centralized storage system to manage the configuration data and password for its critical business application. Which AWS service or capability will meet these requirements most cost effectively? So the keyword is cost effectively, and the options are option A, AWS Secret Manager, option B, Amazon S3, option C, Amazon Config, and option D, AWS Systems Manager Parameter Store. And the correct option is AWS System Manager Parameter Store. So AWS System Manager Parameter Store, it basically provides secure storage and management of secrets. You can store data such as password, database strings, Amazon Elastic Compute, Cloud Instances IDs, and Amazon Machine Learning IDs and license codes as parameter values with limited or no additional expenditure. So it is the cost effective option. We can also use the Amazon Secrets Manager, but uh, this service can be used with additional cost. But here we are talking about the cost effectiveness. So this is the AWS System Parameter Manager Parameter is the cost effective solution. Question number 10 and the last question is that which AWS service or feature allows user to create new AWS accounts, group multiple accounts to organize workflows and apply policies to group of accounts. And the options are option A, AWS organization, option B, AWS cloud formation, option C, AWS trusted advisor, and option D, AWS identity and access management. And the correct option is the AWS organization. It can be used to create new users or accounts, group multiple accounts to organize workflow and apply policies to these accounts. And this is a visual. This is basically the visual of this AWS organization, that how does it work. So you have the master root account, and using this you can create the organizational units. These are organizational units depending upon your requirements, and then inside each organizational unit you can create the AWS accounts. These are individual accounts, and you can apply policies to these OUs. These are also called as OUs. OU are organizational unit. You can apply policies to these OUs, and these policies will then be automatically applied to these accounts. So that's all for today. So please hit the like button and subscribe for more upcoming video, and we'll see you soon in the next video. Thank you and bye.